For that first Sunday of the year, glad you're here. So this, just disclaimer, this is going to feel like the first day of school. I'm basically going to read you the syllabus for the year. So I couldn't figure out a better way. There's some things that we need to get oriented to, and so that's what today is, for better or for worse. So there's some things I want to tell you about for this month and then for this year, again, just to help us all get on the same page for the things that we'll be pursuing. For this month, so beginning on Wednesday, this is, I think, the 5th year we've done this, 21 days of dedication. So January 8th to January 29th, we want to intentionally commit ourselves to the Lord in 2025. And you may say, well, shouldn't I be committing myself to the Lord every day? And I was, absolutely. And all of those things that you said I'll get to in January, tomorrow's January. And so all of that's going to land on us. And for some of us, within a couple of days, we're just going to be kind of paddling to keep our head above water, and before we know it, it's going to be July. And so what we want to do is create some space here at the beginning of the year to say that this whole year is yours. So it's almost like in the Old Testament where they brought God the first fruit of the harvest. Here's the first things that ripened, we're bringing to you. We're doing it. Here's the very beginning of the year. We're bringing it to you as a sign that our whole year is committed to you. So a couple of ways that you can participate. One, we'll have worship nights every Wednesday in January. So 8, 15, 22, and 29 in here from 7 to 8. And we'll have worship and guided prayer. If that's not something that you're familiar with, don't be intimidated at all. Like, we'll walk you through everything. It will not, it will be good. It won't stretch you in ways that you don't need to be stretched. If you have children, they're welcome to come. We will have childcare up through 5th grade, but your kids are welcome to participate. If 8 starts feeling too late, especially for your kids, then you can leave when you need to. But we'd love for you to come anytime, any of those 4 weeks. I would love for you to come every one that you can. From 7 to 8, we'll have this intentional time of dedication. The second thing you can do starting Wednesday is a Daniel fast. That's a partial fast. So you're not giving up all food, but you're giving up choice food. You see the scripture there behind me. For 21 days, Daniel gave up choice food, and for him that meant no meat and no wine. Now, we've got lots more options than Daniel had in terms of eating, and so choice food for us may look a bit different. There's probably some other things that would be on our list that weren't on his. He didn't have sweet tea, and so there might be some things that we would say, hey, that's choice, and I'm not going to consume that for these next 21 days. Why do we fast? What's the point? It's an outward or a physical manifestation or demonstration of an inner desire and commitment. What we're saying when we fast is, as important as food is, you're even more important, God. That's what we're saying. I do think there's a side benefit for us, particularly in the West. It gives us an opportunity to choose to say no to our appetites. Most of us don't do that. We get whatever we want, whenever we want. And for 21 days, you are choosing to say no to some of your appetites. And that's just a good discipline. And so I would encourage you, you can prayerfully think through what is choice food. A fast that a lot of people do is they would give up meat, and they would give up dairy, and they would give up sweets for those 21 days. And choice food kind of falls in that. If you're someone who drinks alcohol, you give up alcohol as well during those 21 days. Now, for some of you, it's unwise to fast. Either medically, it's not a good idea for you, or you may struggle with disordered eating. And if that's the case, I would say, please don't. If it's not wise, I would rather you not participate in the fast in that way. But you can choose to abstain from something that would be choice. Maybe some form of entertainment or something like that. That again, it's communicating the same thing that giving food was. It's just not going to harm you to do that. So 21 days beginning on Wednesday. We would love for you to participate.